got in touch. He says, what a result. Even though that game was ugly enough to make an onion cry, a win is a win. Tyler Casfan said, thought that Hull would make a fist of this after freshening half their team, but they lost the forward battle and Saints could have won by more if they'd completed better. Scoots 28.
I think we have to remember, even the Hull players who played in this one, the likes of Paliacina and Hadley and people like that who weren't in the Wembley side, they'll still have been on the piss massively on Sunday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, into Tuesday.
You can't see Paliacina going down. Not for me tonight, lads. So.
You know, they had, according to Radford, they had a training session and a captain's run before the game.
Yeah. And at this level, it's a game of margins, isn't it? And if you've been out...
Let them off it with the first Wembley win and all that crack. And a lot of these players, it would have been the first trophy or the first trophy for Hull FC, certainly. Yeah. So, you know, you give them a bit more leeway, but...
I think Radford backs him at finishing the top two and have a home semi-final, and that he's legislated at this point to let them blow off a bit of steam. And actually, it might not be a bad thing to let them blow off that bit of steam. You might see that
they can refocus as a result.
Refocus.
It doesn't hurt that the fixture they've got next is the fixture that if they win, it probably confirms the top. Well, it does. If they win, it confirms top two.
Exactly. So you let them blow off that bit of steam, and maybe you avoid that post-Challenge Cup hangover, inverted commas, that sees teams like just drop out of any kind of thing.
Hull had in 05,
exactly. Or Leeds Rhinos have done in the past and things like that. Okay, where am I up to? Scoots 28 Mac. All right, Sarah. She says expletive referee. I think had we had any one or two rested players playing, we may have won. The final score flattered Saints.
Yeah, there were a few contentious calls from Mr. Campbell. But I think there were some make-up calls as well that went the other way. But I think by that stage, Hull had become blind to anything that he did in their favour because of how much there'd been some weird decisions against them. But I don't think the referee was as much of a factor in this as the 4-day bender.
Yeah, exactly. I think that might have had something to do with it. Rich Langley said a tired Hull side just couldn't quite stay with the Saints side with a sniff of a top two finish. Though Wire haven't quite got league leaders in the bag despite what Steve O may say. Yeah, mate. And Aidan Stalker, he got in touch and said, I was so blown away by this crushing defeat over the Cup champions that I nearly forgot to write a review. Or maybe it was John Wilkin raising my blood pressure to obscene levels with his unique way of playing the game. That's one way to put it. Nice to see a few younger players get more games, but St Helens won't win anything playing like this.
I think Saints and Wigan fans almost have solidarity in their, just... the
dismay
of the way their teams are playing when they have the ball in hand, or in Saints' case, when they're setting the scrum because they've just not got the ball in hand. But
is Trey Burns injured at the minute, or is he just not allowed to play?
Are you kidding me? Is it Leaf?
Oh, he's at Leaf, for God's sake. Yes, absolutely. I'm goose tonight, mate. You're absolutely right. He is playing at Leaf, so that'll be why he's not playing for St Helens.
That's probably why. That and him and the coach hate each other's guts. But
not big fans, are they? Not big fans at all. Right, final game of the weekend then saw Catalan Dragons taking on the Warrington Wolves, and the Warrington Wolves ensconced themselves at the top of the table with a 26 points to 22 victory. 18-0 up at half-time, though, and a bit of a Catalan Dragons comeback in this one.
Yeah, I thought the Catalans couldn't be arsed for half an hour, could they? Really? Seemed that way.
All right.
Then it was Pelissier and Navarrete off the bench that sort of gave a bit of impetus, gave a bit of drive, gave a bit of pride back into that lineup at that stage. They were obviously faltering with the half-back combination. I'm not sure what plan they sent those guys out with, but whatever they did, it wasn't getting worked through. The ball was not getting to players out wide at all. They weren't coming in and looking for offloads either, so we went away from the kind of Catalan side that you enjoy seeing, which is that when you do see runners coming looking for offloads and stuff, and they kind of just dropped into a structure that wasn't even adhered to almost, and their attack was non-existent. And to be honest, Warrington weren't up to much, but scored one of the best tries you'll see all year to see into half time. I mean, they were finally enthusiasm and stuff from Catalan. They pinned them back. They got on to tackle 5 and 20 metres out from their own sticks, and what happened was Stefan Ratchford thought, no, we'll play a bit here, boys. Got the ball out wide, and great play from the Warrington side to score that try. The first Warrington try was woeful defence from players you expect better from, players like Casti and the Gift. You'd expect better from those guys. You know, if he was running through Gigo and Myler or whatever, you wouldn't be necessarily. But Toby King during that spell was quite elusive and cropping up all over the place and looking a more creative weapon. He's started to look more creative and more involved as he's got more settled in that side. Given that this recent run he's had in the side, and actually, if Rhys Evans wants to get a spot back in the side, he might struggle to get the centre spot back. And Kevin Penny set up and scored the other two tries that half. So yeah, I don't know, but I think Toby King is
not doing anything wrong, is he, during his period in the team?
He's doing good. He's doing good, the lad.
Did Richie Myler pick up a charge?
Yes, tripping, grade A. So no further action, EGP available. Navarrete though got a grade C charge. There were, I think, 3 or 4 citations in this game, and 2 grade A's and 1 grade C as the results. And Navarrete's going to miss the season now, probably, unless he gets off. And the other 2 were grade A's with EGPs available. So
cool, yeah. Okay, so what did the stats tell us about this one then?
Oh no, we're hold on. We've only talked about half the game, haven't we?
Oh bollocks.
Well, the second half was kind of like a whole different story, wasn't it?
Sorry, I've moved us through with it because I was interested in what happened to Myler. Go on.
Leg of lamb. As Alan calls him, but Tony Gigo, to you and me, the Frenchest Frenchman in Rugby League, he kicked
a quality. Why do you call him Leg of lamb?
It must be some. Is it something to do with? Does Gigo mean that or something? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Well, I'm sure he'll tell us. He tells us now. Everything else, doesn't he?
Exactly.
It's good for getting in touch and telling me that I'm wrong about stuff. I like that.
Yeah, I like that little private message you sent us today. That sorted me out.
He's a good lad, is Alan. We're a big fan.
We'll call it a draw then, shall we, Mark?
But Catalan, they came back into it. That 40-20 kind of spurred. So Pelissier and Navarrete had spurred some enthusiasm into the team, and then that 40-20 spurred more of an attacking threat that actually had a lot more end product on the end of it, and Myler scored his try, which was kind of poor defence, but he put himself in the opportunity, and even Ben Garcia popped up with a try. His first meaningful contribution since he's come back into the side.
He's learned to talk with an Australian accent though.
I think he spent time growing up in Australia as well before he.
Did he? Before? Yeah. Right, I see.
Because he's been in Australian setups before.
Yeah.
During the Catalan Dragons, but so. And at this stage, I thought Catalan were going to do what they've done before, but maybe they just gave themselves too much of a mountain to climb. And then Ben Curry, well, as everyone said, where's Danny Alton when you needed him?
Yeah.
But Ben Curry goes through and scores when Warrington were piling on the pressure. And to be honest, Catalan aren't a team that I would trust to rebuff that pressure.
Yeah.
Rebuff, is that the word?
Rebuke.
Yeah.
Rebuff.
Suburb.
You can say rebuff, I think.
Yeah.
You say rebuff, I say rebuke.
So it sort of went that way. Like, as soon as Warrington did get a territory in a field position, they showed something there. I think young Morgan Smith added a bit more than Dwyer was adding. Dwyer got pulled off early, I think, because he was playing poorly more than anything else. He'd given away a couple of mistakes and penalties at that stage. But then he came back on and looked like a different player. He's a much better bench player than he is a starter. We know that completely about Brad Dwyer. But Curry steps up and beats the man. The player he's been all year, scoring tries.
There you go.
And let's just mention as well, and I know I've mentioned this before, I mentioned this last year to you when I saw it in person when Warrington played Wigan at the DW and young Dec Patton played. His boot is absolutely huge. His kick.
He's got talent, has he?
I would wager he's got the longest kick in Super League. I would wager. I think honestly, it's ridiculous.
Right.
I don't know how the lad's not kicking 40-20s left, right and centre, but he's not.
Maybe he can't control the
accuracy of
accuracy so much, But
honestly, his boot is massive.
Right.
Massive.
There you go. Dec Patton's big boot.
Yeah.
I like it. Would you like to tell us the story of this one in statistical terms, Mark?
Well, 168 metres more at 1.1 metres per carry better average gain. 1% better team tackle success, 8 more attacking kicks, a 40-20, 3 fewer errors, and 5 fewer penalties conceded. Yet the home side still lost this game.
Yeah. You like that little bait and switch, don't you? You've done that a couple of times this year. I enjoy that.
I gave it away too much with the 40-20, I suppose, but... Yeah.
Individually, then, who's done
Kevin Penny, a try, 145 metres, 2 clean breaks. Toby King. Why do I want to call him Who's Tony King?
No idea.
Toby King, 2 try assists.
There's probably a lot of Tony King.
105 metres. Chris Hill, 106 metres. Declan Patton, 2 tries. Ben Garcia with a try, 150 metres. Jason Battieri, 108 metres. Jason Battieri, do you think it's between him and Gigo for player of the season? Or does the gift get it?
See, I look at
Biased
everything through sort of bald bearded man tinted glasses. Tony Gigo's has improved this year, and is. I don't trust him.
Well, he's the next man to talk about.
I don't trust him. Yeah, Battieri has been. What about? Who's the other guy? Who's the big?
Busquets.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of most improved players in Super League,
Busquets had a phenomenal year.
Boots is up there in that list.
Yeah.
Tony Gigo, 5 tackles, 151 metres, 140-20, and Richie Myler a try and a try assist for him on his return.
Fantastic. Okay, Alan Walker got in touch. He said a full strength Wire would have easily beaten us without the cup final and us with a patched up side. They wouldn't have had to play so dirty then. Maybe Bailey would have been anyway. No surrender from Pizza Boy. Just 7,000 in the state. It's like reading like some sort of weird haiku sometimes with Halves. No surrender from Pizza Boy. Just 7,000 in the stadium. Super 8s don't sell well. Usually the ref is excellent, not bent, just following orders, I suppose. Love watching Leg of Lamb take the kicks. Looks like he almost thinks about giving a shit. Hashtag back to the beach tomorrow, Visca Drax.
Yeah, he's got such a relaxed... In fact, all the French kickers I've ever seen have always had that relaxed style of kicking goals.
Yeah.
And it looks so much more natural to them just ping it over than it does for someone like Matty Smith.
Yeah,
who seems to put every ounce of effort into trying to kick a goal, and
74%
of the time he does.
Yeah,
but
is that what he kicks at? 74%.
Yeah, this year.
Right. That's higher than I thought it would be.
Well, focus on the negatives with Matty Smith. I think that's what's happened to him.
Possibly so.
When actually it's the coaching setup he's in. No, on the attendance.
Let's talk more about Wigan. It's my fault for bringing us back there. Go on.
No, I mentioned it because of the kicking, but he came to mind as the perfect example of someone who overworks on it, over efforts the kicks.
Yeah.
Anyway, another example of that would be when you see like Zach Hardaker kicking goals as well. He's a good example of it. But attendances, 11,500 at Wigan was the best attended crowd. Was the best attended game this year, and I'm pretty sure that the sides played on a Thursday at Wigan earlier in the season, and the crowd was about 14,000. So the Super 8s are struggling to inspire people this year, which surprises me because it's not really an extra cost for a lot of people. I suppose away fans it is, but Wigan has had a decent contingent. But tell enough people that enough teams don't care and their games don't matter, despite some of those teams winning.
Performances on the field,
Anyway, Tyler.
Yes, Tyler Cass it was a great win for Wire. That third try was brilliant. Always good to see Catalan lose. Did we ever get to the bottom of why he doesn't like Catalan?
No, I don't think so.
I'm not sure if he mentioned something a while ago, but will you refresh our memories, please, Tyler, about why you don't like Catalan? Because it seems a bit out of the ordinary. But they do play better without Big Willie and the Coke Train. Elliot Wrench said a good start for Wire. Toby King fended well to put Patton through. Solid defence thwarts Catalan's attack in goal. Then a 70-metre dash get Wire 6 more. Good Warrington work later. Patton in again, also superb conversions. Second 3 tries and a 40-20. Catalans on fire now. Then a penalty kick and another pen after a former Wolf Milers essai refusé. Catalans looked good here. Wire patience and good hands later when Curry was in. Patton's kicks are spot on. Cats' hopes fade whilst Wire go. top. We'll give last word on this one to Wire Joe. It's a great win for our young lads today. Average age of the squad was 22. Game couldn't have